President Karmi, His Excellency, the United Kingdom Ambassador to Israel, David Quarry, distinguished guests, friends, and fellow governors, good morning and welcome to our 48th annual meeting. As we celebrate Israel's 70th anniversary, I cannot help but notice that the singularity of Ben-Gurion University is closely linked to and intertwined with the uniqueness of Israel's history and mission. The official declaration of the establishment of the State of Israel speaks of revival, of making the desert bloom, of loving peace, of creating a thriving community, and of bringing the blessing of progress to all the country's inhabitants. As chairman of the Board of Governors, I take great pride in the fact that this university is ever mindful of its own role and responsibility to strive for these aspirations. BGU leads the Negev region in initiatives for sharing knowledge and techniques and combat desertification and managing water resources, while revitalizing classic disciplines, building bridges between academia and industry, and reducing inequality through community action. At Ben-Gurion University of the Negev, we are realizing the power of human potential to make a difference and transform Israel for the 21st century. My involvement with the university for over 40 years affords the perspective of time passing, and I cannot but feel a sense of wonderment when I visit BGU and see a modern university, a beautifully landscaped campus, and newly finished buildings, and reflect back on the simple shop front with no labs, scientific equipment, or research facilities, which marked its humble beginnings. Such transformation is necessarily the result of the visionary leadership of those who stood and those who stand at the helm. In her 12 years as president, Professor Rivka Karmi has worked tirelessly and has taken this institution to greater heights, and I applaud her commitment and her extraordinary hard work. Last year, I reported to you on the formation of a search committee for the replacement of Rivka. After a long process and serious deliberations, it was agreed that we had not found a suitable candidate. We then recommended to the executive committee of the university to ask Rivka to extend her term in order to allow more time to work out this crucial process. We will shortly move to procedural items, and I will then ask you to ratify this decision. Also, at the helm of BGU, the rector, Professor Tzvia Cohen, the Director General, Mr. David Bereket, and the chairman of the executive committee, Asher Heled, have led large bodies of both academic and administrative staff and volunteers. They are the wheels without which BGU cannot roll, and its budget cannot be balanced, and I wish to thank them for their hard and dedicated work. We are welcoming this year 9 new board members, both from Israel and from abroad, and shortly we will vote to ratify their election. Their profiles are printed in the booklet on your seat, and so are the photographs of each of them. Please look them up during the next few days, introduce yourself, and welcome them personally. I urge all present board members and new board members in particular to make a concerted effort, each in his own or her own country, to a larger circle of supporters and to raise awareness of the many outstanding achievements of BGU. I also wish to convey our thanks and appreciation to the professional staff and the volunteers of various worldwide national associate organizations who do such a wonderful job with so much dedication. David Ben-Gurion imagined Israel as a state of limited size, devoting its major efforts to education and science, and striving to become an inspiration to the rest of the world. In order to play our part in the realization of Ben-Gurion's dream, we have much work to do to raise the funds needed to develop the new campus and to continue to support research and persevere in attracting the most talented students and faculty. I hope that you will enjoy these next few days as much as I know I will. Departing energizes and excited by all that you will have seen, heard and experienced. Make new friends and share exciting ideas. Thank you. I now invite Anne Berkeley to join me for the procedural part of this meeting.
Good morning. This year, our chairman reaches the end of her term of office, and in keeping with the Constitution, the Executive Committee recommends that he continue for a further term. So I would ask you to ratify this recommendation. All in favor, please raise your hand. Any against? Then this recommendation is approved by acclamation.
Thank you very much. I would like to present now recommendations for the nominating committee for new members of the Board of Governors for a 3-year term. These recommendations are the result of consultations with relevant associate organizations. Please refer to the new nominations which are listed in the Board of Governors information booklet that were distributed today.
I'll just read their names. Ger Albaz from Israel, Anne Berger from the United Kingdom, Rochelle Ettingen from the United States, Stefan Laui from Switzerland, Yaakov Rosen from Israel, Lita Sabin from the United States, Dan Suskin from Israel, Ilan Troen from Israel, and Donna Weiss-Lamb from the United States.
All in favor? Anyone against? These nominations are approved by acclamation. Could our new members rise, please, as we would like to congratulate them on their appointment and wish them great success. A large group of members whose term has expired and who have been recommended by their national organizations will continue to serve for an additional 3-year term. I thank them for their loyalty and continued support. We would like now to express our deep gratitude to the members of the board who will retire at the end of this meeting. I am confident that we can count on their continued interest and support in the future. As we celebrate the introduction of new members to our family, we must also remember, sadly, that there are some who have passed away since our last board meeting. I respectfully request that the Assembly rise as Anne reads the names of those board members.
Shaul ben Simchon from Israel, Professor Chaim Doron from Israel, Moise Dweck from Israel, Jacob Hirsch from Israel, Bruno Landsberg from Israel, Arnold Sabin from the United States, and Dov Tadmor from Israel.
May the souls of those dear friends rest in eternal peace, and may their memories be blessed. Please be seated. I would ask now for your approval of the financial statements at September 30th, 2017, which were sent to you electronically in advance. These were reviewed and approved yesterday by the Finance Committee. All in favor? Anyone opposed? I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate once more those who take care of our finances and budgets, because as you probably have read, for the nth year in a row, we have a balanced budget, and even better, as a matter of fact, we have a 30 million shekel surplus this year, and this is quite an achievement. The board hereby approves the financial statement. This year, we have also made some amendments to the University Constitution and bylaws after approval by the Executive Committee. The amendments were sent to you electronically in advance. They can also be found on the tables outside the auditorium. I now request the Board of Governors to ratify these amendments. All in favor? Anyone opposed? The amendments are approved by acclamation. Lastly, following a long and serious deliberation and in keeping with the university's constitution, it was the decision of the Presidential Search Committee as well as the Executive Committee to ask Professor Rivka Karmi to remain in her post until the end of the year to allow additional time to find a replacement worthy of leaving this wonderful institution. Luckily for all of us, she has agreed, And I would like to ask for your approval of the extension of Professor Rivka Karmi's services as president of Ben-Gurion University of the Negev until the end of 2018. All in favor? Anyone against? No. Section 18E of the Constitution determines that each public representative of the Executive Committee, who is also a board member from abroad, will have an Israeli proxy at the Executive Committee. The proxy is recommended by the member and needs to be approved by the Board of Governors. Accordingly, it has my recommendation that Asher Heled, Chairman of the Executive Committee, will serve as my proxy on all committee meetings to which I'll be unable to attend. All approve? Anyone opposed? Approved by acclamation. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our President, Rivka Karmi.
I've always strived to do my very best for this university, and I promise to continue to do so until I'm able to hand over the torch to the next president. Now I'm privileged to invite to the stage my devoted colleague and true partner, Rector of Ben-Gurion University of the Negev, Professor Tzvi Akohen.
Mr. Alex Goren, Chairman of the Board of Governors, Professor Rivka Karmi, President of the University, Mr. Asher Heled, Chairman of the Executive Committee, His Excellency, the British Ambassador, Mr. David Quarry, Mr. Aaron Yadlin, former Minister of Education and Deputy Chairman of the Executive Committee, members of the Board of Governors, deans, faculty, students, and guests. I've been lucky to be the rector of this fantastic university for the last 8 years. This will be my last address to the Board of Governors, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the good people who helped me to navigate the academic ship in good and troublesome periods. The President, Rivka Karmi, my deputies, Yael Idan, Steve Rosen, Gadi Rabinovich, and Limor Aronson Daniel, but most of all, my colleague, dear friend, and almost a brother, without whom I would have accomplished very little, Avishai Goldberg. Thanks to the academic secretaries, Avram Baron and Ariel Feldstein, the Director General, David Bareket, and his deputies, but mostly Yossi Rokni, the legal advisor, Tami Mund, hi Tami, and their staff, the various deans, department chairs, and last but not least, the staff in my office, especially Tali and Tami, with whom I've worked for almost 2 decades. All the universities in Israel are funded by the Committee for Planning and Budgeting. The share of BGU in the research model increased over the last decade from 9.5 to 12.5% of the model. In comparison, that of the Hebrew University, the most famous veteran university in Israel, which is about 20% larger, decreased during this period from 24.9 to 20.2%. At this rate, the gap between the two could be closed in the next decade or so. The achievement resulted in part from the increase in the number of PhD students from 1163 in 2010 to 1660 this year. Among other reasons, due to the significant increase in the size and number of fellowships we have provided to the students. Subsequently, our share of the doctorate component of the research model increased over the last 4 years by 21%, second only to the Technion, while the share of all other universities decreased. The number of BGU publications and the average ranking of the journals they were published in increased significantly, as evidenced by an increase from 11.5 to 13.9% in our share of the publication component of the research model. And in the last 6 years, our share of the publication component, not including bonuses, increased by 30%, a level that is second only to that of Haifa University, surpassing all other universities. Furthermore, the average number of citations of an average BGU paper increased by 30%. The expected growth of the number of students of computer science and related areas requires putting a special emphasis on dropout reduction. The gap between the mass comprehension of high school graduates and that required by the universities resulted in a dropout rate of up to 40% nationwide. We have thus established a special unit headed by the Vice Rector, Gadi Rabinovich, that is focused on improving teaching quality and reducing students' dropout. Dropout costs BGU about 16 million shekels annually. Indeed, dropout rates at the most vulnerable departments have already started to decline. We've initiated the Academic Pathway Program unique to BGU. The program enables candidates to be accepted to the university based on their potential for academic achievements. The program resulted in enrollment of additional 750 students to BGU. This was crucial to the university during this decade, in which the decrease in student enrollment due to demographic changes afflicted the entire higher education system. This channel also served as a bypass to candidates to whom the standard psychometric test was, for various cultural reasons, an insurmountable barrier. Graduates of this program demonstrated higher grades and lower dropout rates in the first academic year. Last but not least, it increased the university's income by several million shekels. In the next few years, all the units of the IDF, the Israeli military, that deal with cybersecurity, computers, and telecommunications will move to the vicinity of BGU, adding over 1,200 students and over 50 faculty in these areas. Following gruesome and tedious negotiations of over 7 years, we succeeded to convince the various government ministries to allocate over 50 million shekels to enable BGU to get ready to the first phase of this project that will allow us to build buildings and hire new faculty. I would like to thank Deputy Director General Yossi Rokni, with whom I've made regular negotiation pilgrimage travels to Jerusalem over these years. BGU is among the best of the young universities. Soon it will reach 50 and should strive to be the young of the best. What will it take to be counted among the future leaders of higher education in Israel and worldwide? In Israel, peace does not appear to show, not even in the horizon. We will not likely anytime soon share hummus with Hamas, nor drink Iran with Iran. We will thus have to put a lot of emphasis on the research and development of defense-promoting technologies such as cybersecurity, autonomous vehicles, etc. Universities should strive to enhance social mobility and economic equality. Education, especially higher education, is the primary parameter that can reduce inequality and enhance social mobility. Providing higher education to Arabs and ultra-Orthodox Jews might be expensive, but avoiding it will cost much more. Higher education is very resilient to changes. However, it appears that the internet is about to make some dramatic changes in teaching. Universities which will fail to adapt new technologies and means of teaching could find themselves obsolete very soon. Some faculty strongly oppose these changes, and they are afraid it will diminish the need for their teaching services. However, progress will pave its course, and eventually they will be no more successful than the Luddites that fought against the Industrial Revolution. While we put a lot of emphasis on assisting the blooming high-tech industry in both teaching and research, we should not give up on the humanities. Know-how will become rapidly obsolete, and universities of the future should thus be able to provide tools that will enable graduates to adapt and be able to learn new subjects on their own. Such are the tools of the humanities. It's not about what subjects you cover, but about what you make the students discover. On the eve of the university's 50th birthday, I have no doubt that before reaching its centennial anniversary, BGU will be counted among the top 100 universities over the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tzvi, for your really significant contribution to our beloved university and for your dedicated partnership throughout the years. Thank you. Over all those years, I have had the support of many outstanding people here in Beersheba, in Israel, and around the world. None more so than the man we honor today, Professor Raymond Dweck. It gives me immense pleasure to have this public opportunity in presence of the Ambassador of the UK to Israel, the Honorable David Quarry. This is the opportunity now to say thank you to Professor Dweck for the decades of steadfast support and wise counsel that he has given to Ben-Gurion University of the Negev. A man of his stature in the academic world, who was courted by all Israeli universities, could have chosen anyone to partner with. But he chose us, BGU. I cannot begin to tell you the very many ways that we have benefited from this partnership. He was a trusted partner and advisor to the late Edgar de Picciotto in the crucial process that led to the foundation of the National Institute of Biotechnology in the Negev. This unique institute, with the excellent scientific research that is now going on there, will benefit all mankind. And I do not exaggerate when I'm saying so. Raymond was never too busy to respond to our requests or answers. He was always there, from his office, his home, his lab, from airport lounges, and all points in between. He has always rallied to our call. Raymond has represented our cause on campuses worldwide, promoted our interests, and supported our efforts with academics and decision makers whenever he could, in his wise and thoughtful style. I ask now the chairman of the Board of Governors to rejoin me, and I invite Professor Dweck to the stage. We hereby bestow the Lifetime Achievement Award upon Professor Raymond A. Dweck in recognition of an original and renowned scientist for his seminal contributions to biochemistry and to the study and treatment of diseases by developing novel tools for the analysis and modification of saccharides. In appreciation of the visionary founder and director of the Oxford Glycobiology Institute, as well as applied biotechnology companies where crucial research is conducted for the benefit of all humankind. In contribution or in tribute to a cherished and steadfast friend for his unstinting efforts to promote scientific collaborations between the United Kingdom and Israel, and with profound gratitude to an invaluable partner for his services as special advisor on biotechnology to Ben-Gurion University, and for his instrumental role in establishing the National Institute for Biotechnology in the Negev and upholding to its scientific excellence.
President Rivka Karami, Chairman of the Board of Governors, His Excellency Ambassador David Quarry. David, it's a delight to see you here. Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, colleagues, it's a great honor to receive this wonderful award. I'm really pleased that Sandra, my wife and partner of 54 years, and my son Joshua is here today. Joshua has made a special effort to be here. I'm also grateful to all those people who over the last 22 years have welcomed me to this vibrant, exciting, energetic, and imaginative university community. As a special advisor to successive presidents, I have had unique insights into how BGU functions and the enormous workload of the president. When I first visited BGU in 1996, there was an embryonic campus. Some of the scientists were working in huts, and many facilities expected in a modern university were sorely lacking. But the people I met, students, faculty, citizens of Beersheba, however, were an inspiration. I saw huge potential in populating the desert and helping to build a community. I felt that this was one of the few places in Israel where it was still possible to be a real Zionist and to fulfill Ben-Gurion's dream of developing the Negev. Here in Beersheba was a space where a university could expand and build a community for those like-minded individuals who believed in scholarship and education. I was fortunate to speak with Professor Avishai Braverman, who shared his vision of expanding BGU. This was an exciting prospect, and I was delighted when he asked me to become his advisor. Avishai was enormously successful in creating infrastructure and drawing on support from benefactors to ensure the development of BGU proceeded rapidly. To build a successful institution requires many talents, and Professor Rivka Karmi was absolutely the right person to succeed Avishai in developing BGU. I say this as someone who has served under 14 different vice-chancellors in Oxford University during my 54 years there, and as one who has appointed several of them. Professor Karmi has impeccable academic credentials and understands how to build a university. She has populated BGU with many talented teachers and researchers and ensured that expansion has occurred without dilution of academic standards. In BGU, I see an institution which is fostering scholarship. One cannot be president of such a large institution without making many difficult and sometimes unpopular decisions. I am proud to have been an advisor to President Rivka Karmi, whose guiding principle is justice and whose mind is always focused on what is best for BGU as a whole. Professor Karmi has worked tirelessly to raise the profile of BGU worldwide and to ensure that BGU has financial stability in years to come. The motivation for my scientific work is striving for excellence. My adrenaline comes from the science and the excitement of scientific discovery. My philosophy has always been to investigate interesting and challenging problems, even though the risk of failure could be high. In my work at Oxford, I built teams of people whose vision was to work together to apply chemical principles to understand the molecules of life. I was fortunate to discover a new field, glycobiology, and build an institute that has had over 2,000 scientists collaborate since 1991. When establishing the field of glycobiology, we harnessed every technology available at the time, and when we reached the limits of these techniques, we designed new methods. And glycobiology also led to new drugs. Importantly, we discovered and marketed a drug for Gaucher disease, which affects mainly Ashkenazi Jews and is now available worldwide. Our work led to spin-out companies, the most notable of which was Oxford Glycosciences. But scientific discovery was always our motivating factor. My aim was always to reinvest profits from the companies in studentships, fellowships, and research programs. It was my experience of scientific discovery and recognizing commercial opportunities which helped me play a role in the development of the National Institute for Biotechnology in the Negev. I am particularly proud to have been associated with this great institution. Many scientific institutions speak of fostering collaboration between scientists of different disciplines, but very few succeed. The NIBN has done so, and has a faculty that would grace any institution in the world. Let me, as an example of their groundbreaking research, highlight for this audience two cutting-edge areas of their research. The first is the work of Professor Varda Shoshan-Barmatz, whose novel approach to cancer therapeutics has the potential to revolutionize cancer treatment worldwide. She has discovered a molecule which acts as one of the key gatekeepers in cancer, and her work to modify the activity of this gatekeeper will, I am sure, one day save the lives of those suffering from a wide variety of cancers. The second is the application of medical genetics to the Bedouin community. The project, initially started by President Karmi, has involved massive carrier testing and prenatal diagnostics for those Bedouin communities which form consanguineous marriages. Professor Ohad Burke, the current scientific director of the NIBN, working in the same scientific field, is applying sophisticated genomic analysis to develop new diagnostic methods and also to understand the molecular basis of disease. He is translating his scientific work into disease prevention in the community. His work has made a substantial contribution to the almost 30% reduction of infant mortality in the Bedouin community in recent years. This work has huge implications throughout the Middle East and shows how science transcends nation and has the power to unite and heal. BGU is on an incredible journey. We can all be proud to be part of it. Indeed, it is a privilege not given to all. Let us all make the most of it and let the energy which is BGU reflect that all of us are making a difference to help build BGU. As to the future, I quote my favorite lines from the Spanish poet Antonio Machado. "Traveler, there is no path. The path is made by walking." It is up to all of us, governors, faculty, staff, students and friends, to make sure that path is well lit for future generations. Thank you.
Afghanistan? No. Ukraine? Yes. Soviet Union? Yes. United Kingdom? Abstain. United States? Yes. Yugoslavia? Abstain.
The resolution of the Dutch Committee for Palestine was adopted by 33 votes, 13 against, 10 abstentions.
תוקף זכותנו הטבעית וההיסטורית ועל יסוד החלטת עצרת האומות המאוחדות אנו מכריזים בזאת על הקמת מדינה יהודית בארץ ישראל, היא מדינת ישראל.
Invited to join us with your friends. independence for Israel. Put your flags higher.
Thank you, Ayalot Negev Dance Troupe of Be'er Sheva. On the evening of May 13th, 1948, a day before the Declaration of Independence, the Jewish neighborhoods in Jerusalem were heavily bombed by Jordanian artillery. In one apartment in Jerusalem, an American-born Zionist woman named Rebecca Fatchiner decided not to let the hostile fire ruin her celebration. Behind a pile of sandbags and heavy furniture, she took a white bedsheet and sewed into it a Star of David and 2 blue stripes. On the next afternoon, as David Ben-Gurion read the historic declaration of the State of Israel in Tel Aviv, Rebecca was the first to hang this homemade flag of the new State of Israel on her porch. Throughout the years, Rebecca's flag changed many hands. And thanks to the generosity of AABGU and its president, Ms. Tony Young, this priceless artifact was placed in the most of appropriate places, the Ben-Gurion Archives in the Sde Boker campus of David Ben-Gurion. "70 years have passed since that day of celebration, and although Ben-Gurion University is somewhat younger than the State of Israel, the stories of the two are interwoven and affect each other. Just as the nation's founders viewed science as a key component of the overall Zionist enterprise, so did David Ben-Gurion envision an institution of higher education in the South that would drive the Negev to growth and prosperity. Just as Israel overcame hardships to become, in just a few decades, a global leadership in innovation, so did Ben-Gurion University, since its establishment, play a key role in advancing research, education, and social empowerment in Be'er Sheva, the Negev, the State of Israel, and the world. We are proud of Israel's marvelous achievements throughout its 70 years, and we are proud of the countless achievements of Ben-Gurion University of the Negev. Thank you.
Audio Jungle.
Now, every year, as part of the official Independence Day ceremony held in Jerusalem, 12 torches are lit in Israel by Israeli citizens who made a significant contribution to the country. The torch lighting ceremony marks the transition from the somber Memorial Day to the celebrations of Israel's independence. The lighting of the 12 torches symbolizes the 12 tribes of Israel. It is one of the most inspiring and moving national events. Today, in tribute to 70 years of Israel's independence, we too will hold the Ben-Gurion University torch lighting ceremony. 7 torches representing the 7 decades of Israel, and one more to celebrate the next decade, will now be lit by notable staff members and students, the beautiful people who make BGU what it is.
Please welcome Liat Zoran.
I, Liat Zoran, born in Moshav Avigdor, daughter of Nir Zoran of blessed memory, who died of ALS, and of Yael. May she live a long life. A biology student at BGU's Faculty of Nature Science, member of the university's iGEM team, who will participate in this year's International Synthetic Biology competition at MIT in Cambridge, where I and my 9 multidisciplinary fellow teammates will present an original and innovative genetic engineer approach to extending the lives of those suffering from ALS. I'm honored to light this torch in celebration of the curiosity that leads discovery and knowledge, in celebration of friendship and teamwork that open your mind to new ideas, in honor of my father, who devoted the last years of his life to raising awareness of ALS treatment, in celebration of scientific and medical research that is advancing for the sake of mankind, and for the glory of the Negev and for the state of Israel.
Professor David Feynman.
I, David Feynman, born in the UK to the late Della and Sydney of blessed memory, husband of Ofra, father of 3 sons and grandfather of 9, Professor Emeritus of Physics and Solar Energy Research, who joined Ben-Gurion University in 1976. I'm honored to light this torch in celebration of the vision and tenacity of Professor Amos Richmond, who first brought us all to Sde Boker, in celebration of my colleagues at the Jacob Blaustein Institutes for Desert Research, in celebration of the importance of solar energy and other renewable energies, and of water research to Israel and the world, in celebration of a new generation of enthusiastic young researchers and students who are carrying forward this important work, in celebration of the continuing astonishing contributions of the Jewish people to humanity, and for the glory of the Negev and the State of Israel.
Please welcome Ifat Turbiner.
I, Ifat Turbiner, daughter of Henya and Yechiel, who taught me love of homeland, generosity and determination, granddaughter of the survivors of German and Polish Jewry, former Israeli consul in the Southwest region of the United States, organizational entrepreneur, startup entrepreneur and mentor, currently PhD student studying the informal side of innovation and entrepreneurship at the university which proudly bears the name of the entrepreneur of the State of Israel, David Ben-Gurion. a place where innovation and excellence in every aspect is a way of life, a place where if you want it, it is no dream, plays out in reality. I'm honored to light this torch in celebration of 70 years of entrepreneurship and innovation, now being established in the Negev thanks to BGU. In celebration of the Benji Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, which supports hundreds of initiatives from early stage brainstorming to taking the world by storm. In celebration of Israeli chutzpah, creativity, and daring to question conventions that make the world a better place. In celebration of the Israeli innovative breakthroughs to come, and for the glory of the Negev and the state of Israel.
Please welcome Abdallah and Lisa, students of the Husidman Center.
I, Abdallah Al-Sana, son of Jihad and Sahar from the Bedouin village of Lakia, sophomore at the Ahad High School for Excellence in Hura, and member of the SEA program for academic studies and science at the Husidman Science Center for Youth.
I, Elizabeth Anna Fishman, from Be'er Sheva, daughter of Andrei and Karina, who immigrated to Israel from Armenia and Ukraine, senior at Makif Vav High School, and a member of a mechanical engineering program and the robotics team at the Judithman Center.
We are honored to light this torch in celebration of the Husidman Science Center of Youth, which fosters and advances youth from all over the South who represent the future human capital of the State of Israel in the fields of science and technology.
In celebration of equal opportunities given to all young people who want to broaden their scientific horizons.
In celebration of the rich tapestry of populations and the sectors that comprise the Negev, each contributing in their own way to advance Israeli society.
In celebration of the visions and the dreams of the Negev's future generation.
And for the glory of the Negev and the state of Israel.
Please welcome Rachel Gu-Aryeh.
I, Rachel Gu-Aryeh, daughter of Marcia and Yehuda Gu-Aryeh, sister of Hannah, granddaughter of Moroccan immigrants to Israel and second-generation Canadians from Lithuania of blessed memory. Born in Ottawa, Canada, raised and educated in Phoenix, Arizona, a different sort of desert. Came to Israel in 2015 on a Fulbright scholarship to BGU, realized then how at ease I felt living in Israel, specifically Be'er Sheva, and made Aliyah. PhD student at the Faculty of Health Sciences, conducting a qualitative, policy-oriented research study focused on developing ethical disease prevention interventions, specifically vaccinations for healthcare personnel. I'm honored to light this torch in celebration of carving your own path, opportunities in deserts, and pushing your limits, in celebration of understanding and not understanding at the same time, in celebration of waking up to sunshine almost every day, in celebration of hard work, harder 24-hour flights home to see my family, but knowing that it's worth it, in celebration of community-oriented healthcare and the spirit of Be'er Sheva, and for the glory of the Negev and the state of Israel.
Please welcome Eyal Krushin.
I, Eyal Krushin, son of Patricia and Alberto Krushin, who made Aliyah from Argentina, of the first generation of Sabras in my family. Student in the Department of Economics, member of the Community Action Department, which seeks to connect students from all over the faculties with the surrounding Be'er Sheva community, and they encourage working together to develop a stronger and more unified society. Active in the Lillian and Larry Goodman Open Apartment Program, which gave me the opportunity to see firsthand that skin color, income, and nationality should have little meaning. With the assistance of the Rothschild Cube, a Center for Effective Social Action, founded a social initiative in which volunteer students teach economic concepts useful in solving daily financial challenges in the community. I'm honored to light this torch in celebration of the volunteering spirit and equal opportunities, in celebration of taking personal responsibility and social responsibility, in celebration of those who are willing to accept help and those who are willing to offer it, and for the glory of the Negev and the State of Israel.
Please welcome Dr. Sarah Offenberg.
I, Sarah Offenberg, daughter of Pepe and Bernard, and granddaughter of Holocaust survivors, the last Jew to be born in Fălticeni, Romania, made Aliyah in 1984 under the rule of Ceausescu, proud resident of Beersheba ever since, senior lecturer in the Department of the Arts, conducting interdisciplinary research that integrates Judaic studies and art history and focuses on the connections between the text and images in manuscripts from which I learn about the Jewish community and its ties to the society in the Middle Ages. I am proud to light this torch in celebration of research and the passion to learn about our cultural heritage, in celebration of wonderful artists who use their skills to tell us the history of human race and its culture and spirit, in celebration of the artwork that adorns this campus, its galleries, buildings and gardens, and fill our hearts with inspiration, in celebration of the humanities, the lifeblood of human society, and for the glory of the Negev and the State of Israel.
Please welcome Lital Ben-Shitrit.
I, Lital Ben-Shitrit, daughter of Michelle and Esther, who taught me the value of family. Granddaughter of David and Hannah, Ruchama and Solomon, who made Aliyah from Morocco to fulfill the Zionist ideal. Served as a search and rescue combat soldier, and today an operation officer of the National Search and Rescue Unit. Completing a degree in mechanical engineering and managing the BG Racing Car Team, which is building Israeli-only electric race car. A research assistant looking at braking mechanism of biological structure in nature. I'm honored to light this torch in celebration of gender equality in technological research. Equality that begins under the auspices of the academy and continue to the free market. Equality that prioritizes innovation, achievements, and fulfilling the intellectual potential of each and every individual. In celebration of cooperation and teamwork, striving of uncompromising excellence and fair and creative competitive spirit. In celebration of all the groundbreaking women, mothers, and sisters. In research and in practice, and for the glory of the Negev and the State of Israel.
Thank you, our students and staff members, for lighting these torches and for shedding their own light far and bright, along with all other fellow students and colleagues here at Ben-Gurion University. Thank you. I'm fortunate to have had the opportunity to witness the extraordinary growth of this university as we have become a beacon of knowledge. We can all be extremely proud of our achievements, but at the same time, we should not rest on our laurels. We must strive to keep moving forward. Ben-Gurion University will continue to embrace its mission to innovate, educate, and lead great-brown, game-changing, scientific and social initiatives for years and years to come. At this exciting moment, I wish to thank Ben-Gurion University staff and faculty, students, members, who made all this possible. And I want to thank you, our friends and supporters, visionaries who believe in us. Thank you very much. And now, let us join together with our own Negev Ron to sing in celebration of Israel's 70 years of independence.
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא
והשמש על פניי, עוד לא אהבתי די, ואם לא עכשיו ומתי, עוד לא שתלתי דשא, עוד לא הקמתי עיר, עוד לא נתתי כרם על כל גבעות הגיר, עוד לא הכל עשיתי ממש במו ידיי, עוד לא הכל ניסיתי, עוד לא אהבתי די, עוד לא אהבתי די, הרוח והשמש על פניי, עוד לא אהבתי די, ואם לא עכשיו ומתי.
אדיר כאדוני ואין ברוך כבן המרם, אין גדולה כתורה ואין קדושה כישראל.
מפיאל יבורך כל ישראל, מפיאל יבורך כל ישראל. אין אדור כאדוני ואין ותיק כבן המרם, ואין זקה כתורה ואין דגולים כישראל. מפיאל יבורך כל ישראל, מפיאל יבורך כל ישראל. בשנה הבאה נשב על המרפסת ונספור ציפורים נודדות, ילדים בחופשה ישחקו תופסת בין הבית לבין השדות. עוד תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה, עוד תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. ענבים אדומים יבשילו עד הערב ויוגשו צוננים לשולחן, ורוחות רדומים ייסעו עליהם הדרך, עיתונים ישנים וענן. עוד תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה, עוד תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה. כאן נולדתי, כאן נולדו לי ילדיי, כאן בניתי את ביתי בשתי ידיי, כאן גם אתה איתי וכאן כל אלף ידידיי, ואחרי שנים 2000 סוף לי נידודיי.
כאן ביתי פה אני נולדתי, במישור אשר על שפת הים, כאן החברים איתם גדלתי,
ואין לי שום מקום אחר בעולם, ואין לי שום מקום אחר בעולם.
כאן ביתי פה אני שיחקתי בשפלה על שרגע בהר, כאן מן הבאר שתיתי מים, ושתלתי דשא במדבר,
ושתלתי דשא במדבר. כאן נולדתי, כאן נולדו לי ילדיי, כאן בניתי את ביתי בשתי ידיי, כאן גם אתה איתי וכאן כל אלף ידידיי, ואחרי שנים 2000 סוף לי נידודיי. כאן גם אתה איתי וכאן כל אלף ידידיי, ואחרי שנים 2000, אחרי שנים 2000, אחרי שנים 2000.
חי, כן אני עוד חי, זה השיר שסבא שר אתמול לאבא, והיום אני עוד חי,
כן אני עוד חי, זה השיר שסבא שר אתמול לאבא, והיום אני.
שמעו אחי, אני עוד חי, ושתי עיניי עוד נישאות לאור, רבים חוכי, אך גם פרחי, ולפניי שנים רבות לספור.
אני שואל ומתפלל, טוב שלא עבדה עוד התקווה,
עובר מזמור מדור לדור, כמעיין מאז ועד עולם.
אני שואל ומתפלל, טוב שלא עבדה עוד התקווה. חי, כן אני עוד חי, זה השיר שסבא שר אתמול לאבא,
again together for the lovely singers of Negev Ron. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the Israeli national anthem, Hatikva. Thank you very much, everyone. This is summarized the opening plenary session. We'll continue with the schedule. Thank you and have a nice day.